We are coming home. Coming home is this one called. We are coming home for the holidays, which is the retreat coming up. There is thunder in the house. We are finally getting the roof fixed. We're getting the firewall fixed. The firewall is supposed to be like on top of the house, around, like kind of almost like a fence on top. So this summer it kind of broke down, and it broke down just where there was an old chimney from our house. So that's where there had been a little bee's nest, a hornet's nest in there that kept coming in to us. So that's kind of what, like, symbolic, that as we start kind of awakening our energy, suddenly we get a little rumbled, we get a little knocked over. Stuff clears out, stuff that wasn't necessarily kind of, it's an old chimney, so it was like a closed chimney. There's actually a new chimney there now. The old chimney was probably there just as a fireplace back in the days, so now people don't used to have fireplaces anymore, so they just have a chimney for the heat or something. So that's kind of where we kind of upgrading the body from the old ego attached way of connecting to life, to the up kind of more the advancement, realizing that when we apply the wisdom that is inherited within, realizing that our body, our mind, our emotions can kind of be applied differently, then there is an upgrade that starts happening. So that is what we kind of are opening up to now. We're coming home, meaning we are literally like creating this sanctuary, like this new platform a little bit for people to come in, but there's some bumps in the road, like weird prices in Norway compared to America, like different stuff. So there's some bumps, there's some thunder. So there's like literally like this week, and it's going to be the last day today, or a little bit, but mostly. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so it's almost like we're kind of coming in and clearing this stuff up. And then when they looked at it, they took that bee's nest out, so now we don't get those bees anymore. It was always like, where did those bees came? And then when there was knocked on that firewall, then suddenly there was so many bees coming in. And we couldn't figure out where they came from. But then we realized it was from there. So that's the firewall, in a way. It's kind of what our ego creates. We kind of create this firewall because our ego ascend when we are little. We use our ego to kind of awaken to a certain level, to the kind of the first level of awakening, so to speak. And the fastest way to do it is to kind of just use this ego, this matrix that is already there from our parents. And so it's kind of, the ego is kind of an unconscious way. We are kind of given these teachings, so we kind of unconsciously just like use our parents, a little bit from mom, a little bit from dad, a little bit all this stuff to kind of lift ourselves up. So it is kind of like a little faster route, but it's also kind of a little bit more for survival, to kind of realize that then we have been kind of taught, or we see that most people usually are kind of using their emotions. They hold on to their anger or their sadness or their love or their desire as an identity. Oh, it's because I'm a man, or because I'm a woman, or because I'm a friend, or we have all these different ideas that we don't really realize that we're holding on to our emotions, and we're holding on to them with our belief system. That's why I could do this prior when I started this journey, but since people didn't want to believe, they didn't want to open up, they just wanted to be fixed. Just just correct me, just fix my energy. But even then, their mind still has to open and say yes. So that is why I realized that you still have to kind of create the sanctuary and create the intention around it, so that people can kind of more clearly see that no, this has a different purpose. This isn't just a fixing. This is more like that you are kind of because you're going to feel knocked down sometimes. You're going to feel that people around you die or disappear, or your business or your body kind of gets knocked down, and it's a different way of engaging with your energy. So it is kind of, that is why there's a teacher. That's why that we kind of have this guidance, because as you do, there's going to be some weird stuff. This bucket going up and down outside the window. They're like pulling up like these bricks. So seemingly stuff can be like not, our mind looks for perfection. We want everything right. But that's why these things are perfect. Like some people are coming for the retreat at Hövik, other people just do it at home when they're traveling. It is meant to be not perfect, not right. It's supposed to be dare to take a leap of faith, and dare to just open up in spite of everything being perfect. That's where we kind of are stuck in the world. We've decided what perfect looks like, but we don't realize that we are still disconnected. It just becomes like we're looking outside. But what we kind of also are wanting are that connection inside, when we're like, we are at ease, when we are feeling that connection. So we have to kind of raise up our energies so that we become aware that we are this energetic being. We're not just consciousness, we're also, there's energy to it. There's a connection, just like falling in love, when we just suddenly like, oh, I just feel a connection. Just, yes, we are just connected. We are just in love. So you can kind of just be in love with life itself. That doesn't mean that there is still parts of the house, your inner house, that has to kind of clear out, because we've kind of taken in some kind of some dark stuff, some old habits that doesn't totally like fit. So that's kind of perfect, like symbolic, that it's like a rumbling going on. There's a rumble, a rumbling, tumbling, like a shaking. That's kind of the symbol of enlightenment or awakening, so to speak. Oh, people are texting here. So I can still watch and communicate here, even if I don't see you here. But yeah, so some of you are coming for these Wednesday retreats, which have kind of, they have different intentions. They come in and nudge you a little bit every time, and then this is also kind of the start of, since this is called coming home, it's like coming home for the holidays, or home for the holiday, the next one, because it is a little bit of more of a deep dive to take, like have 3 sessions or 4 sessions within a weekend, also to kind of stay connected to the space. It's like tapping in and saying, oh yeah, there might be some some other stuff that is clearing. There might be a chimney or some bees or different stuff that is ready to be released. So we kind of, this is kind of we're kind of here, the Thanksgiving in North America here, which is kind of Christmas in America. And then we're kind of coming home for Christmas in America. So not Norway. So it is kind of a coming home, and it's kind of putting the light up on the tree, like making it ready, the star. And I just had this dream about just getting this boat, but it was like kind of almost a little old Viking boat almost, but it was almost like my great grandfather's boat. But the old energy of Norway was the sword. It was like the axe or the Viking. It was like the ceremonies there. And kind of the newness is kind of the Christianity or like the prayer, but that essence is kind of the choice, the daring to kind of celebrate. A prayer is celebration of life. And daring to kind of look and prophesy, like looking into the future and daring to kind of open up, raising up. So it is, but then there's going to be some unknown waters going out. But now we're just still in the fjords, and it's pretty calm. And then we still need at night, because we know that night will still come. We still need a lantern, and that's kind of the light source, the fountainhead. So that's kind of what has been set now this weekend, is kind of bringing in the lantern, because there has to be some light. So when we are going we can go daytime and we surf the wind, but at night we still need the lantern to show the way. And when there's foggy, we need the lantern. So this retreat is kind of, that is what the sanctuary is. It's kind of creating a lighthouse, a lantern, so that we can stay steady when the darkness comes, because the dark needs to come just as the light needs to come. So then we have, instead of a Christmas man or Santa, we have a light or a star. It's like the North Star, or the Star of Bethlehem. So we're kind of setting that energy out. So before we kind of totally just let ourselves come out on the higher winds, to trusting the wind, which is the wind is here, but we're still in the fjord, so we still need light, because now we just have to kind of we have to see where land is. So we have to kind of have a light source. So that's where we look for other light sources on the houses, to kind of like not hit the land in the darkness. So that is kind of where, like, this is a little bit of in a way, it's like people talking about shadow work or seeing your shadow, because when you become light, you're still going to cast a shadow that's gonna like maybe like remove the shadow might be in the way for where you're going. So something you have to kind of know what kind of shadow you're casting. And the more we kind of put the lantern up on the boat, we can more easily see what kind of shadow we have inside, so that we can kind of more effortlessly and easily kind of enjoy the path we're going forward. So that's kind of what we're doing this weekend. And if you are interested, I will be happy to have you, whether you're old or new, join in, like reach out. There's a signing up on the Patreon, but I'm trying to get the price, everything, see how it works. So let me know how it looks before you do something, so that everything is working. And you actually, like, if you are already signed up before, do a monthly thing, you actually get a discount automatically, because you don't pay 120 or whatever it is for this one, plus what you have every month, you actually get the month discounted out from it. So actually, it actually becomes way cheaper for everybody who's already signed in, kind of. So, but then there's the tolls and all this stuff. So there's some bumps in the road, and we kind of have to have some fun with it. But anyway, it's good to be here, and we're gonna step into part number 2, the second session. Yeah, the second part. So kind of just lean back where we are. And drop your shoulders. Yeah, drop your shoulders too. And drop your elbows. Let them way down wherever you are. And yeah, let's allow the energy to come in. It is so easy, but yet there is a connection that has to be allowed, as it doesn't come so natural to us because we kind of want to control everything with our mind, and the mind is like, for the mind, it's scared to surrender and trust the beauty, the magic of surrender, of life. And it's like a breath coming in. It's like a silence, a kribbla, tingling. As it kind of comes down into your chest, into your shoulders. Shake your shoulders a little bit more. Down into your butt, to your lower back. Lift your hips up a little bit, just shake them loose a little bit. And drop your shoulders a little bit more. Lay straighten out your arms, your hands, and your feet. Stretch them out a little bit more. As a yawn comes in, yeah, start going down into your feet, into the ground. And let it come up in your groin, to your legs again. Into your hips, up into your chest. Yeah, and then it goes up. Good. And out your head. Good. We are done for today. Unless I talk to you after or text with you or whatnot. Let me know how you're going, what's going on. There will be changes that happen, but you might not always notice them. It might suddenly be just something a little strange, something a little tone different. You might just suddenly have memories, or sometimes we start singing songs, or we connect it to different. It's like a vibe of different things that kind of connects to it. So there's different ways to assess these things. So sometimes it's a little weird to assess yourself. We're not really used to it. So, but that it's kind of a growing as you suddenly start. Then suddenly there might be shifts that are going on. So let me know. That's kind of fun to hear because we will use it in the sessions and stuff. Anyway, we're done for today. Here, when you see this on Patreon or YouTube or wherever you are, and or Hövik. And I will see you again, whether it's you coming on this weekend or I see you next Wednesday or whatnot. And I hope you have a beautiful Wednesday. Bye.